Welcome to This Explainer. Look, we've already covered the nuts and bolts of saving and investing, so today we're skipping the basics. We're diving straight into the harsh psychological reality of hitting that first major milestone. Because let's face it, knowing the map is vastly different from actually surviving the drive.
10 million rupees, 1 crore. That's the magic number, right? We all know this is the destination. But here's a crucial reality check right out of the gate. Having the perfect spreadsheet plan is easy, but actually sticking to that plan when life throws curveballs at you, that requires a completely different mindset. Which brings up a question that genuinely baffles a lot of new investors. Why exactly is your first crore the absolute hardest to reach? I mean, shouldn't the second or third one be just as grueling?
Well, not exactly. See, when you're starting from absolute zero, the entire burden is on your shoulders. You're doing all the heavy lifting. Your daily grind, your active salary, right now your money isn't lifting a finger to help you. But if you stay disciplined, this magical shift happens. Eventually, your investments become this relentless, incredibly hardworking employee that literally never sleeps. This right here is the sheer, unstoppable power of compounding. Think about the massive chunk of time it takes just to get from 0 to 1 crore. It feels like forever, right? That's because you're building the engine completely from scratch. But notice how much faster the jump is from 1 crore to 2, and then from 2 to 5? That first milestone is brutal because you're assembling the machinery. Every crore after that comes faster and faster because you're finally riding on an engine that's already humming. That crucial turning point is what we call the wealth engine. It's this incredible threshold where your active income and your investment returns finally link up to generate compounding wealth around the clock. Getting this engine built and running, that is the ultimate goal of your accumulation phase. So that naturally leads to a highly logical yet wildly frustrating question. If the math is so incredibly simple, you just save, invest, and let it compound, why do so many people completely fail to hit this milestone? What's actually holding them back? Well, the brutal truth is that most folks don't fail because they're bad at math or even because they pick the wrong investments. They fail because of a silent killer, lifestyle inflation. It's the ultimate behavioral trap, and it quietly eats your wealth from the inside out. Think about how quickly things escalate when you start earning a bit more. You get a raise, and instead of investing that extra cash, you instantly upgrade your life. Suddenly, you need the bigger phone, the fancier car, a heftier EMI, and the result? Your savings account stays completely flat. Every single raise just becomes an excuse to inflate your expenses. So instead of your money working harder for you, lifestyle inflation forces you to work infinitely harder just to maintain that new flashy standard of living. You absolutely have to remember this golden rule. It is not about what you earn. It's about what you keep and what you consistently invest. Earning a massive salary doesn't automatically make you wealthy. If you're constantly inflating your lifestyle to match your paycheck, you're honestly just running faster and faster on a very expensive hamster wheel. So, how do we actually break out of this cycle? How do we dodge that trap and step on the gas for our wealth engine? What is the one defining habit that almost every self-made millionaire shares? Let's imagine two people making the exact same salary today. Person A spends their evenings glued to random videos, just endlessly scrolling the night away. But person B takes that exact same block of time and uses it to learn new high-value skills. Now, fast forward just 5 years. Their incomes are going to look completely different, right? Continuous learning directly dictates your income growth and, by extension, your total investing firepower. And why is that firepower so important? Because your active income is the pure fuel for your investments. A lot of times, the absolute best investment you can make isn't some hot stock. It's right between your ears. Investing in your own knowledge increases your earning power, which lets you dump massive buckets of fuel right into your wealth engine. And obviously, the more fuel you have, the faster your wealth accelerates. But here's the kicker. Even with a stellar income and the best intentions in the world, people still stumble. Why on earth do so many folks completely abandon their investments and just quit before they ever reach that 1 crore mark? To figure that out, we need to adopt what we call the mango tree mindset. Think about it. For the first 1 to 5 years, you're literally just putting a seed in the dirt. From years 5 to 15, you're out there patiently watering it, often seeing absolutely zero visible progress. It's only after 15 long years of faith that you finally get to sit back and enjoy the fruit. Real wealth requires years of unseen, aggressively patient watering. The real secret here is overcoming our own human nature. We have this massive behavioral flaw where we constantly overestimate what we can achieve in 6 short months. We want overnight results. But at the same time, we completely underestimate the monumental, life-changing impact of 15 or 20 years of relentless consistency. People don't quit because the math is broken. They quit because they run out of patience.
If you want to win this game, the ultimate mindset shift is incredibly simple. You have to start thinking in decades, not days. Seriously, the greatest investors in the world aren't always the smartest people in the room, but they are absolutely the most patient. When it comes to compounding, time and patience will beat pure intelligence every single day of the week. Okay, so let's say you actually do it. You stay incredibly patient, you level up your skills, you ruthlessly dodge lifestyle inflation, and boom, you finally hit the target. But wait, reaching 1 crore isn't the end of the road. What actually happens once you hit this elusive number? The moment you cross that 1 crore threshold, a massive psychological shift takes place. You basically transition from playing offense to playing defense, from wealth creation entirely over to wealth preservation. Instead of constantly stressing over how do I get rich, your mindset shifts to how do I fiercely protect what I've just spent years building? Those disciplined habits you forged early on, they're now the foundation keeping your wealth secure for decades.
Which brings us to probably the single biggest takeaway from this entire explainer. Do not chase the number. Build the habits. Look, your first crore is almost never the result of one lucky break, a hot stock tip, or a single massive decision. It is the undeniable result of thousands of smart, tiny, consistent choices repeated day in and day out over many years. Let's do a super rapid recap of this behavioral roadmap so you know exactly how to let time and compounding do their thing. First, focus on increasing your income. Second, never stop learning and investing in yourself. Third, fight lifestyle inflation like your financial life depends on it, because it does. And above all, stay incredibly patient. Lasting wealth is built on rock-solid systems, not flimsy shortcuts. Which leaves me with one final and honestly pretty tough question for you today. Take a real hard look at your life and ask yourself, are you building a life where your money actively works for you? Or are you signing up to just keep working for your money forever? Take a hard look at your current trajectory, start making those smart, tiny choices, and get out there and build your wealth engine. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.